What's going on, guys? Deltone's back at you with another video.
And we're here to do the NFL division predictions for 2017. We've been wanting to do this for a while. And, well,
let's just get to it.
Yeah, we're getting into it. So we'll start with the AFC. We'll start with the AFC East. Obviously, that consists of the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Patriots obviously winning it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I see the Patriots going undefeated. With the team that they got, with their roster freaking stacked with amazing talent. You know, like, I can see them going undefeated, dude.
Honestly, it won't surprise me. I mean,
it's sad.
They added Brandon.
Well, it's not, well,
they added Brandon Cooks to an already scary offense, so that's gonna be a scary, fast deep threat for Brady.
If they didn't have enough targets already, you could just add one more.
They got Dwayne Allen, who's not bad. He's a good receiving tight end, plus a
basically
decent blocker.
He can be a good backup for
kind of like what they did with Martellus Bennett last week or last year.
Until we went to
and
the
then
Packers.
of course they traded for Coney Ely, which isn't just that's just not fair. Their entire team's just not fair. I don't know how Bill Belichick is able to keep his team so strong. That's why I consider him the best coach of all time.
But for the AFC East, it's the
Patriots. Then the second, I'll choose the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins.
Third, the Bills, and fourth, honestly, I think they're going to go in completely last place in the entire NFL.
Yeah, the Jets. The Jets got nothing.
I think they're going 150.
They got no quarterback. They got Matt Forte, but he's kind of old and he's kind of losing his touch.
Who are they going to start at quarterback though? Geno Smith? Do they even have Geno Smith? I don't even know.
No, Geno Smith went to the Giants. I don't know why he went to the Giants, but okay.
That's a good backup, though. Oh, that's right, he did. Who are they going to start? Josh McCown? Honestly, it won't surprise me if they pick up Colin Kaepernick. It really will not.
You know, RG3's still in there.
Either RG3 or Colin Kaepernick.
But the Jets, I can definitely see them going first overall for the draft next year.
So, AFC East, Patriots, Dolphins,
Bills, and the Jets.
So, AFC North, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Browns.
First place, I'm gonna say
the Steelers. You know, no bias. It's just you look at the team, and you're like, wow.
The talent that we have, it's amazing.
Yeah, and plus, you look at the Bengals. I mean, they still got talent, but they've lost a lot of playmakers,
especially on that offensive line
since that 12-14 season. The Browns are the Browns, and the Ravens are our toughest competition. But now defensively, they can really, that could help them make a wild card spot. But offensively, I don't see it clicking too much.
No.
I mean, they picked
up Flacco's not really a consistent quarterback. They did get Jeremy Maclin.
But that ain't I mean, that's a good slot receiver for him. But honestly, I don't think that's going to do anything against us.
Because usually, almost every time we face the Chiefs, back when Maclin was with the Chiefs, we basically shut them down.
Yeah, but that could help them against other teams. Plus, they have Mike Wallace, Rashad Perriman as deep threats, and they still have Benjamin Watson.
They got Danny Woodhead, but he kind of gets injured here and there a bit, but he's still pretty good.
But I'm gonna say the Steelers.
Steelers first place.
I'm gonna say the Ravens, and I say that they make a wild card spot.
I can see it happen.
I can see it happen.
I
think the Ravens make a wild card spot.
So I'm gonna say second place as well. The Ravens.
Third. See, man, I know this is fucking crazy. I've actually thought about maybe the Browns go third place. And that's not me hating the Bengals. No. You look at the Browns. Myles Garrett in the first round, along with Jabril Peppers and David Njoku.
They got Deshaun Kaiser.
They got Cody Kessler, Brock Osweiler, fighting for the quarterback spot. Isaiah Crowell, who ain't bad. They picked up Kenny Britt, who's not too bad. They still have Corey Coleman. They upgraded their offensive line really good in free agency. They still have Joe Hayden, but he's not as good as he used to be.
No.
They traded for Calvin Pryor. Not a bad trade. Kind of helps their secondary a little bit. Emmanuel Ogbah, but
Browns are going last.
Honestly,
Browns going last. I get that. They did a lot of stuff this offseason, but I don't think it's enough.
The only reason why I said that is because you gotta look at the possible future of the Browns. Honestly, I said this last year, and I was wrong. But if you think about it, this could be Hugh Jackson's plan to rebuild the Browns franchise. I know that sounds fucking crazy knowing it's the Browns, but you gotta think. This could be his game plan to rebuild the Browns franchise, get a lot of speed, get a lot of young, physical talent, which they kind of do now.
Plus, you figure he'd probably get fired after that kind of season, right?
But over the, kind of like what happened to what's his name? I can't remember his freaking name. The Browns head coach 2 years ago. I can't
Mike
remember.
Patton, whatever his name is.
I think that's his name, something like that. I can't remember. You guys know what I'm talking about. But
Well, either way,
I'm just saying, maybe in a few years, they may not be the laughingstock in the NFL. It's possible. I may be crazy. I may be dead wrong. I kind of hope I'm dead wrong. But I don't know. We'll see. But I had the Bengals going third.
I had the Bengals going
And
third.
I think the Browns are going to go fourth.
Yeah.
But that could change in the next few years. We don't know. So Steelers
Steelers first,
Ravens second, Bengals
third,
and the Browns
fourth.
Okay. So we'll start with we'll go with the AFC South: Colts, Jaguars, Texans, and Titans. Titans are winning it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
no
talent, dude, they got
You
so
can't-
many. They got so much good talent. They got so many great players.
Marcus Mariota, DeMarco Murray, Derrick Henry, Delaney Walker.
Eric Berry. Wait, not Eric Berry. I meant Eric Decker.
Yeah,
what
Eric
the heck
Decker.
am I thinking?
Yeah, they picked up Eric Decker, who's going to be a good number 2 for him. Corey Coleman in the draft. They picked up another receiver. I can't remember his
Corey
name.
Davis.
I said Corey Davis.
No, you said Corey Coleman.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Browns. What the fuck? Corey Coleman. Yeah, Corey Davis. Thank you. They picked up another receiver. I can't remember his name. They got a decent offensive line. On defense, they got a good pass rush led by, Jarrell Casey and Brian Arakpo. On the secondary, they have Adoree Jackson, who they drafted, which was in my opinion, a good pickup. And
They got Bryce McCain.
and they
who ain't bad.
who's gonna be a good slot corner for him. And they signed what's his
Logan
name?
Ryan.
Logan Ryan. So that's a good secondary if you ask me right there.
Yeah, so the Titans can definitely be a fierce team.
So I think Titans are gonna win it. And
Yeah,
I think they're gonna make the playoffs. Obviously.
Second place.
I've contemplated with either the Texans or the Colts. I don't know. See, it could be the Texans, but then again, they lost AJ Boye, which is big. I mean, they still have Jonathan.
They still got some pretty decent corners.
They still have Jonathan Joseph, Kevin Johnson, Kareem Jackson.
Their safeties ain't too bad.
They lost Quentin Demps though, which was one of their big playmakers last year.
And you got to think, with Deshaun Watson potentially starting the first game,
which honestly,
who
will
knew?
be.
Even with the targets, who knows how he's going to play really?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to
I don't
wait and
know.
see.
I think Texans are gonna go second.
I'm gonna have to agree with you because the Colts kind of they got talent,
but the thing is, you gotta think it's tough with this division. This division's always tough to predict, to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Colts. They got a good offense, except for the offensive line. Offensive line's never been good for Indianapolis, though.
The defense is here and there sometimes, but it's not really top tier.
They've never really had a good defense except for that 2007 season. But I mean, they have Vontae Davis, of course. They
picked up Malik Hooker.
Malik
in the draft.
Hooker, that's gonna help them. So I mean, they got some good players on defense, but I don't think that's really gonna be enough to help them, if you ask me. So I think the Colts are gonna. See, man, this division's really tough to predict.
I'm actually going to go with the Jaguars to go third.
It wouldn't surprise me because
I'm actually going to go with the Jaguars to go third.
Their offense was a complete wreck last year, especially Blake Bortles.
Yeah, but their defense was actually, I believe, top 10 last year.
They were number 6. Plus, they added AJ Boye.
So that's
to go with Jalen
that's
Ramsey,
another great corner
to go with
them.
Jalen Ramsey.
And they did get some offensive weapons.
Yeah, they got Leonard Fournette in the draft. Didn't they get Cam Robinson, I believe, lineman? I believe he's a.
They got the Raiders' former tight end.
Oh, you're talking about who?
Michael.
Oh, Michael Rivera.
Yeah, Michael Rivera.
But they might be getting Gary Barnidge for agency. Wouldn't surprise me.
Might.
On defense, they still have Miles Jack. They picked up Calais Campbell, Dante Fowler.
Jaguars could literally be something soon. Not possibly not this season because I don't see it. Well, the upcoming season because I don't see it. But maybe soon.
I think they'll be somewhat of a disappointment, but I see a little bit of upgrading. I think it's going to take at least another year or two for them to finally, be they have a lot of potential, but to be like a full, resurrected team. You know what I mean? I think the Colts are going to go third, and I have the Jaguars going fourth.
I'm actually going to have the Jaguars go third and the Colts go fourth.
But I think it's going to be very close.
The Colts got some pretty good players, but I think it might take some time for them to fully upgrade and get back to that Super Bowl caliber kind of team.
Yeah. I mean, If they upgrade their defense, you know, it helped them a little bit.
And potentially their offensive line as well.
But they did pick up a few linemen, so that might help it a little bit, maybe. But I don't know. Honestly, if Andrew Luck had a great offensive line, he could be an MVP candidate.
Possibly.
That's how I see it. But yeah, Titans.
Titans first.
Texans.
Second.
Colts.
Fourth. Jaguars are third.
And
Colts
the
are
Jaguars.
fourth.
So, yeah. And we'll close the AFC with AFC West with the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Chargers. Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
I think they're... Honestly, they could be second seed.
I can see them going 13-3.
Yeah. I mean...
Their team is freaking scary.
They're going to have Derek Carr back, and they signed him to a long-term extension. They drafted, what's his name? Garyon Conley. Obi Melifonwu, who could potentially be Reggie Nelson's replacement. Carl Josephson in second year.
Khalil Mack's bound to be Defensive Player of the Year soon.
Bruce Irvin. What's his name? What the fuck's his name?
Position?
I can't. Honestly, I don't even know.
What the
I'm
hell?
having a complete freaking brain fart. I can remember his name. I might remember it later, but yeah, Raiders are gonna win it.
Yeah.
Second place, Chiefs.
Even though they did lose Jeremy Maclin, their receiving core is a little like.
I mean, they have Ty Hill in the second year. He's gonna be explosive.
Chris Conley could be something too.
Chris Conley, I see him upgrading a little bit.
But the receivers are, it may be some trouble for them.
They still have Travis Kelce.
And they did get Escobar.
Gavin Escobar.
Yeah.
So that's a good second tight end for him.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously on defense, Justin Houston, Tamba Hali,
Eric Berry.
Eric Berry, Marcus Peters. Do they still have PJ Gaines? I believe they do.
I'm not sure.
Derek Johnson. So they still got a good defense.
They still got a hell of a defense.
So I think they're going to go second place. I think they're going to be a playoff team, a wild card team. Third place, this is tough for me. Chargers have a lot of potential. First of all,
when healthy, they are. They have a lot of potential.
If Keenan Allen can stay healthy, he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. When healthy. Because his past 2 seasons, it's been ended due to an ACL injury, and it's been early.
And they did pick up Mike Williams in the draft, but I actually did hear that he may actually be out of his rookie season due to him possibly needing back surgery.
At least most of it. But they still have Tyrell Williams, Antonio Gates is going to be back. Travis Benjamin, yes. Hunter Henry.
Antonio Gates.
Melvin Gordon's going to be in his third year. He had a breakout year last year, so I see him doing maybe a little better.
And Philip Rivers is pretty good.
And they upgraded their offensive line a little bit.
Exactly. They picked up Forrest Lamp
in the draft. And also
Dan Feeney. Pretty good
Dean
too.
Finney as well. So that could upgrade their offensive line a little bit. And on defense, they're getting Jason Verrett back along with what's his name?
Casey Hayward.
So that's gonna be a dynamic corner.
They still got Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, so have Melvin Ingram. They signed him long term. They have Joey Bosa in his second year. Denzel Perryman. So Jatavis Brown. So they have a pretty good team.
Yeah, if you think about it,
it's just they tend to choke.
Yeah. They had a lot of leads, and they just completely blew them.
I'm gonna give them one more chance. I'm gonna say they go third place, and honestly, they could be a wild card team. They could be, but I don't know. I think they're gonna get close. I don't know if they will be a wild card team, but I think they'll get close.
I mean, the Broncos are a challenge, especially defensively.
They still got a good defense. They
got some good targets. On offense, they got a pretty good running back in C.J. Anderson, but he didn't really progress a lot that many people thought he would last year.
But that's why they signed Jamal Charles. But can you trust him staying healthy?
Exactly.
I mean, they still have Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders.
So this division is going to be really interesting to watch. A lot.
The Broncos could, really progress and become become a playoff team again.
I mean, Trevor Siemian could end up,
I think he's going to win the starting quarterback spot. But honestly, I think the Broncos are on the verge of falling.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Like they're still a good team in my opinion.
So
I'm gonna go with the Raiders first, the Chiefs second. I'm gonna go with the Broncos third because I think they're going to be really that difficult.
I think they're on the verge of falling. I don't know. That's just me. I have the Chargers going third.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Broncos third and Chargers.
I'm gonna give the Chargers one more chance.
Even though I see the Chargers possibly taking that third spot.
I'm gonna give them one more chance. We'll see what happens.
All
right, so that's the AFC. We'll go with the NFC. We'll start with the NFC East. The Cowboys, the Giants, Eagles, and the Redskins.
I'm actually going to go with the Giants
I'm
on
going to
this
go with
one.
the Giants. Specifically because, I mean, they added, what's his name?
Brandon Marshall.
Evan Ingram.
They drafted Wayne Gallman, who's a pretty good running back.
Yeah, so that could be their potential starting running back because they haven't had a good running game in a while.
Exactly.
So maybe that could add a little bit more explosiveness to the already scary offense.
Exactly, and the defense is pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, defense is really good. I mean, it's led by Landon Collins, Olivia Vernon,
Janoris Jenkins.
What's his name? What the hell's his name? JPP. Jason Pierre-Paul. You know,
Eli Apple could have a breakout season.
So they got a lot of young talent, dude.
They do.
So I think they're going to win the division.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are going to go second. They're going to be a playoff team, but I think that their defense is going to hurt them.
Yeah, that's the main bad key for the Cowboys is mainly the secondary.
I mean, they still have Byron Jones. They're going to start him free safety. I don't know who's going to start at strong safety. Jeff Heath.
Xavier Woods, the rookie.
I don't know. They're probably going to have Jordan Lewis in this. No, because they still have Orlando Scandrick, who's probably going to be a starter. Anthony Brown, who did pretty good last year, so he's going to be a starter. They picked up Nolan Carroll.
They did draft
Chidobe Awuzie. Honestly, I could see them putting Scandrick in the slot and Awuzie opposite of Anthony Brown. I don't know. But I think that secondary is really going to hurt him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
With that explosive offense.
They also picked up Jordan Lewis, who's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly don't know that yet, so.
Yeah, true.
But
the Cowboys can be a fierce team, but it's just that secondary that could really drop them down.
Yeah, I really see that secondary hurting them. Although they got a pretty good pass rush.
And their offense, just speaks for itself, especially the offensive line.
Yeah. So, Cowboys, they're going to be a playoff team. I see them going 11-5.
About.
And third place.
Third place.
See, man,
I got the Eagles. The Eagles picked up some pretty good players in free agency.
I was looking
They picked up Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, LeGarrette Blount. That was a big need for the Eagles for their running game.
Yeah, they also drafted Sidney Jones.
They got Nick Foles back, even though he's a backup.
McLeod, one of their safeties.
Russell Douglas.
What's his name?
Derek Barnett.
Malcolm Jenkins, Derek Barnett. They got a good pass rush. They got a pretty good secondary.
They got a decent offense. Well, that can actually progress a lot. I mean,
Honestly,
they got a decent line.
I really feel like that their line just needs a little more upgrading.
Just a bit. I mean, their line is kind of getting a bit old.
I mean, honestly, Jordan Matthews is number 2 at best.
Yeah.
Signing Alshon Jeffrey was big. But the thing is, I've been looking at the Redskins. I mean, they still have Kirk Cousins. They lost Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, but they signed Terrell Pryor, who is not bad. They still have Jamison Crowder, Josh Doxson, I believe that's his name.
Yeah, Josh Doxson. Even though he didn't show anything last year, I think it was because of injuries.
Yeah, and they still
he could do something.
They still have Jordan Reed, so that's
Vernon Davis, I believe they still have him.
Yeah, so he's a good number 2. And on defense, they picked up Zach Brown, which I thought was interesting because what are they going to do with Stuart Cravens? Because he played middle linebacker last year.
I'm guessing safety.
Are they going to put him at strong safety? And honestly, I could see that knowing D'Angelo Hall's position.
Yeah, he's on the verge of retiring.
So they could put Stuart, because from my understanding, they're going to have Stuart Cravens as the safety. I don't know who the other safety is going to be. Isn't it DJ Swearinger?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm not even sure if he's with the Redskins.
I mean, they still got Josh Norman.
But the thing is,
it's just that the Redskins, they lost some key players, and their running game really isn't progressive whatsoever.
Something tells me they're not going to do so well. So I think the Eagles are going to be third.
I have the Eagles going third and Redskins going fourth.
So Giants first, Cowboys second,
Eagles third,
and the Redskins fourth. And we'll go to NFC North. Packers, Vikings, Lions, and Bears.
Packers, yeah.
Packers, especially them getting Martellus Bennett and free agency is going to help them a little bit.
And they're getting another key defensive star, Kevin King from the draft,
so that
who did pretty good in college.
Because their secondary sucked.
Yeah, they did get rid of Micah Hyde. He went to Buffalo. But, I mean...
I don't know.
They did get Josh Jones.
But that explosive offense is really going to help them.
Exactly.
And I think second place, honestly...
It depends, to me, if Teddy Bridgewater plays for the Vikings. Because I don't think Sam Bradford's going to really do anything for him.
Honestly, if I were the Vikings... If I was the Vikings, now I'm not a fan of Bradford. I would no way trust him, but I would trade Bridgewater but maybe trade him to the Jets, the Niners, get a first round pick out of him. I don't know, but I see the Lions going second.
Yes, yeah, the Lions,
and then I see the Vikings going third, and the
Bears going fourth.
I mean, the Bears,
they got Mitchell Trubisky. Jordan Howard is bound for another breakout year, potentially, possibly.
I mean, they still have Zach Miller.
But they ain't got no freaking key receivers, besides Victor Cruz, but he's injury prone.
Yeah, Victor Cruz, Cameron Meredith, Marcus Wheaton. Their offensive line sucks. Defense, not really anyone.
Yeah.
So,
the Bears,
So the Packers, Vikings.
Packers, Lions,
Vikings.
Yeah, that's right.
Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
There we go.
NFC South. The Buccaneers, the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Falcons, first place. Second place, the Buccaneers.
Yes.
Third place, I don't fucking
Saints.
know.
I'm gonna go with the Saints. The Panthers could be bound
now,
to get back up to that, Super Bowl caliber team again.
I'm gonna go with
because they did get Christian McCaffrey. They got Curtis Samuel.
Plus, I mean, their secondary still sucks. I don't think they really added anyone big that could help their secondary. I mean, they have a hell of a pass rush. I mean, they have Charles Johnson. They signed Julius Peppers back.
They still got Thomas Davis. Luke Kuechly's coming back healthy.
Shaq Thompson. What's his name? Shaq Thompson?
I think so.
So they got a good linebacker core. They got a good pass rush, but that secondary's
it's bad.
I do see the Saints going third. Losing Brandon Cooks was big.
But they still got Michael Thomas, Willie Snead. They did pick up Ted Ginn, who's a pretty good deep threat.
Honestly, he could be a great slot receiver for him.
They did get up Adrian Peterson, who actually has... I think Peterson is going to do really good for the Saints because, unlike Minnesota, the Saints actually have a better line.
They do have a better line. The Vikings, their line sucks. They do have a better line. I'm just glad Adrian Peterson's finally with an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
And, they still have Kobe Fleener on defense. They drafted Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Who's possibly the best corner in the draft, so that's going to help them a little bit. They still have Kenny Vaccaro. That safety. What the hell's his name? Von Bell. He's going to be in his second year. They got a decent pass rush.
They got a pretty good team.
Honestly,
if you think about it.
Yeah, if you really think about it, they could be something. Could be. I don't know. But that offense is going to be explosive. Although losing Brandon Cooks was huge, I think they're still going to be explosive because with Drew Brees in that offense, Drew Brees in any offense, he always makes it explosive. No matter who the hell's his receivers.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And I had the Panthers going fourth. So, the Falcons.
The Falcons first.
The Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers second.
The Saints
third.
And the Panthers.
And the Panthers fourth.
Although the Panthers' offense could still be explosive, I think that defense is really going to hurt them. And we'll close it with the NFC West. The 49ers, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams. Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one. I think the Cardinals are going to take this division.
The
Seahawks are definitely going to be, a challenge, a battle. But the Cardinals had I'm going to say a bizarre year. After having a 13-3 record 2 years ago and then just having, a 7-8-1 record last year.
I think the Panthers knocked the goodness out of them in the NFC Championship game.
I guess. I don't know. But they got Hassan Reddick.
This is most likely going to be, Hassan Reddick's going to be huge. Pairing him up with Deion Buchanan, it's going to be huge. Either they could put, honestly, plus they drafted Buda Baker. Buda
Baker. And they got,
Tyrann Mathieu. What's his name? Patrick Peterson. Who's going to be the number 2 corner, though? It's not going to be Marcus Cooper. I think they lost him to the Bears.
I don't know.
I mean, they got Chandler Jones long term. He's going to be a great pass rusher for him.
Do they still have Tyvon Branch?
Tyvon Branch.
I'm
not sure. I can't remember. Plus, Marcus Golden had a hell of a year last year, so I could see that. They got a good pass rush. Yeah. Although losing Calais Campbell is going to hurt them, I think the pass rush is still going to help them.
And this year could very well be Larry Fitzgerald's last year in the NFL, and even Carson Palmer's as well.
Yeah. So, and plus their offense, I think they can be explosive. I know they can. They have David Johnson, who's one of the best running backs in the league, better than Elliott. Larry Fitzgerald, John Brown, Jaron Brown,
J.J. Nelson, who's a pretty good deep threat.
So, I mean,
they got some good targets. They got some good weapons. So I actually have the Cardinals taking the NFC West.
I don't really see it. I see Seahawks.
Then I have the Seahawks going.
I have the Seahawks winning it, and the Cardinals going second, with the Cardinals being a wild card team. And I have the Rams going third, and the 49ers going
the 49ers
last. Yeah.
Brian Hoyer. Like, come on. Yeah, he did go with the Bears last year, but like, come
on. Who's that head coach? I believe he was part of the Falcons offense.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, him and John Lynch could rebuild the team.
They can. I
don't know.
They can. It's possible.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But NFC West, Seahawks.
Cardinals first.
Cardinals.
Seahawks second.
Rams
third.
And the 49ers.
Fourth.
So those are NFL division predictions for 2017. In the comments below, let us know what are your predictions for each division and what teams you think are going to win the what teams do you think are going to make the playoffs, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!